is Eega 2 coming? Everyone's talking about a sequel.
Which one? Eega sequel? Oh yeah, I was also talking to Rajamouli sir about it last time when I met, but I think he's too busy right now for the sequel. But I think it's a great idea. We can have our own superhero.
The one actor from Bollywood you would want, both of you would want to cast in your film.
I'm a big Shah Rukh Khan fan, so can we say Shah Rukh Khan?
Of course, yeah. I'm also. So yeah.
Nani, what about you?
I should be telling the girl's name, no?
You could.
Or then Alia.
Oh yeah, she's brilliant.
She was brilliant in Gully Boy.
For all film-related interviews, reviews and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
I wish I was there, and hi Ritu, I wish I was there next to you all, but then this also works really well. So firstly, congratulations Nani, it's a 13th year in the film industry.
Thank you so much.
So many more to you. So now Tuck Jagadish, I saw you, pulling in a lot of punches also, and there's also a lot of emotion. So what was about this particular story after V that you decided, to do this particular film?
Because V was it was like a revenge, and it's about a killer, a cop trying to catch a killer, and then that guy killing people one after one. It's a different tone altogether. So I know at that I remember one of the doctors who is a huge fan, who's one of my friend's sister, said that after watching V, I think said that we like Nani to be like our brother, that this and all. It's like she was saying like how she couldn't see me killing people and all. So I knew I as an actor I need to do all kinds of roles, and I thought if this is something where a complete family film with so many characters and all, I haven't done in my with before films with such a big family in a village and all that. So I thought particularly when Shiva came up with this story, I knew people will love it, and I also haven't done something like that. So I thought it's a good thing, and also because Shiva Nirvana came to me, who got introduced with me for his first film, which is Ninukori, which was a big hit. And I also, whenever I work again with Shiva, I didn't want to do something similar to Ninukori. So when he told me Tuck Jagadish story, it was something very away from Ninukori. At the same time, it was very high in emotions, which Shiva is very good at. So it all felt like the right combination, right, things falling in place. So I went with this.
Absolutely, and also it's been a while since we saw full-blown family drama, because all we are seeing are the vigilantes or the underbelly or people against the system. So I think it's nice to see a family drama, like the back in the day when you had everything, as they say in Hindi cinema, isme sab kuch hai, emotion hai, gaana hai, romance hai. So I guess we are all looking forward to something like that. So Ritu, you're opposite him, and also in these dramas, the woman character is always the strong one. She's like the support, who pushes him towards his mission. So tell us a bit about your character.
So I play the role of a government official in the film. She's a VRO. She's very authoritative in general because of the profession she is, she is in, because she's always surrounded by men. But what I really liked is there's this innocence in her. She's traditionally rooted, yet she's not afraid to speak her mind. She stands for what she thinks is right. So that's something I really liked about the character, and although it's a romantic interest in the film, it doesn't look like a separate track. I feel like my character seamlessly blends into the story. Not just my character, I feel like every character has its own importance in the film. Every character will stand out. So yeah.
And Nani, coming to you, we did phenomenally well, and we have Tuck Jagadish that is also coming on OTT platforms. I'm not getting into OTT versus theatre at all. What I want to know is, since people have been watching all sorts of content, all sorts of characters, all sorts of talent, by the time they go to the theatre, will that whole idea about a star-driven film will get so many, people and a box office return vis-a-vis another? Will that now change? Because you feel people will now go to watch everything that comes.
Yes.
Thanks to the OTT.
No, definitely there's a lot of different content they are exposed to now, which which is actually, it's a huge plus, I believe, because once the audience start craving for better content, we will be pushed to make better content. So only then we will deliver great content. So it's good that they're seeing such good content from different languages. Now then that will push everyone, not to be lazy anymore and just, update ourselves, get better at what we do. So eventually it will help us also to get, better at our craft. So which is good for everyone involved basically. It's good for the audience that they will get better content. It's good for us that we will improve ourselves. It's good for, OTTs that they're watching the films, and it's end of the day good for theatres also whenever they're open, because better films will start releasing in theatres.
Absolutely. So that in a way is also heartening to see. It's not, the stars don't have that much pressure. It's everyone will get that, which in a way is good. But I want to ask you, since you're called the natural star and the popularity, how do you deal with your popularity?
No, really, I don't take it very seriously. Like, I'm like quite simple that way. There are very high chances of you bumping into me somewhere in a restaurant or somewhere outside. Yeah.
Or I need to travel. But yes.
Yes, you need to in Hyderabad. You won't be bumping into me in Mumbai or something. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like quite. I go to theaters to watch films. It is a little difficult sometimes when they do recognize, and I go a little late, or I book that one concert. I will have some manager but I like to just I am actually not really I just try and not be away from how I used to be. It sometimes, because obviously you're an actor and there's a lot of people, even if you go to a restaurant there might be people coming for pictures or something, but I'll try and not let that affect me, because that is what initially in the first film when I've acted in Astachamma, I was just hoping somebody recognizes me. Now I can't complain about that, right? Now that when I really get it. So yeah, but it's still, I try to be as, whatever the lifestyle it's been there before, I try to not get too away from it.
True. Yeah. And now this is to the both of you. What for you is a dream role? Is it the length of your role? Is it the director, or is it the cast? What for you is a dream role?
Dream role?
Yeah.
Not at all. Not the director. Not the length of the character. Not, I think it's the script. Something. It's an idea which has to really excite me, really get me excited, and all these things really doesn't matter at all, because I have realized at the hard way. Now, for example, I have done Eega, which is Makhi in Hindi, where I come in the film for 25 minutes, and I have done a film called Janda Pekapraju, where it's a 2.5 hour film. Every single frame has me. I played a double role, and there are few scenes in the film where two me's are there. So that is full of me, and then nobody did watch that film. I didn't get any, and I worked for some 18-90 days, morning and evening. I broke my leg, and then I was there throughout the film. I've said pages of dialogues, and then I've spoken Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, every language in one scene. I just shift from one language to one language and all. Did so much. But now wherever I go, and even in India, even when I go to Cochin, or even when I go north, they'll say Makhi. So in a good film, even if you're there for 10 minutes, that's more important than, so end of the day, the length of the character, or nothing matters. I think you just should try to pick good scripts and try to play good roles, that's all.
Ritu, what do you have to say, since you also are in the most sought after list, after being, touted as the talent to watch out for? What for you, and how do you also deal with the pressure of, because once when you get an award for a film and then they call you the most promising star, then there are only expectations.
Right, yeah. So firstly, I think a really interesting role in a really interesting film would be like a dream project. If it's a director I like, or if it's a cast that I really like, that would be an added bonus for sure, because that would make the entire film a lot more better. Coming to your second question, I think I'm very aloof in a way. Although I am from the industry, I'm still away from the industry. When I'm not working, when I'm at home, I'm pretty much like any other normal girl. I think it's my family and friends who keep me grounded. So I'm thankful and grateful for all the love and appreciation that I get. But yes, I try not to let it get to my head.
Absolutely. And Nani, coming to you, which is the one director? But before that, I want to ask you, is Eega 2 coming? Everyone's talking about a sequel.
Which one? Eega sequel? Oh yeah, I was also talking to Rajamouli sir about it last time when I met, but I think he's too busy right now for the sequel. But I think it's a great idea. We can have our own superhero.
Absolutely. And then maybe more than 25, so Makhi will dominate the entire project.
Anything. That Rajamouli sir will come up with anyway some mind-blowing ideas with what to do with it. Yeah.
But coming to you, which director has challenged you and a role that you feel challenged you as an actor?
Every role in some or the other way. Like I would only actually I would accept. I would generally most of the time I'm always looking for roles which challenge me. Sometimes when I don't find them, then I go for an alternative, something different, something much more mainstream. But the constant search for me is about something which challenges me completely, which will ask me that can you do this? Can you pull this off? Are you capable? I want to feel that way. So once in a while you get those scripts. You don't get those scripts every day, and once in a while when I get it, I immediately jump in.
True. And Ritu, what about you? What challenges you? As you worked with Nani, they call him like the natural star, and his co-stars often say that they have to keep looking out for what he is doing next. Was that like that with you on set also?
Honestly, I think we complement each other as actors. He's a very subtle actor. I'm also a very subtle actor. I'm not saying I'm as good as him, but no, not at all. But somehow there's a good sync between us as actors. There's this organic chemistry between us. Like a lot of times I would see our director watching the monitor with a smile on his face. He would enjoy watching our scenes together.
Yeah. And we decided to, there's one scene where just Ritu and I will talk. Just we'll be sitting across and
very simple conversation.
Very simple conversation, some basic conversation. We both are eating something, we are having a conversation, and the director took one wide shot. Okay, and then he wanted to do suggestions and then the close-ups of that scene. Then he put first the wide shot and then he said action, and then we started talking. And then he said cut and he said pack up. We were like, hello, the scene, the close-up, suggestion shot, what happened? Then he said, just to see you guys sitting and talking, it did it for me. I don't want to go have cuts and that and this. So we were like, oh, very happy.
Yeah, he okayed it in one take, it was surprising, but yeah.
That's the ultimate compliment, where you don't have to put in that effort, and when you're natural, and I guess that's the charm the two of you bring to the camera, is also because then people feel they can relate to you. It's not that larger than life persona.
Yeah.
True. Absolutely, yes.
And also another thing I want to ask you, it's amazing during this lockdown, I do tend to ask this question, is how people have realized the treasure trove of stories that have come from the South. We are seeing everything, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada. Because earlier what would happen is like the theatre would only have these many screens for... Correct. In the South they would have for years, in the North they would have a limited screens. I think likewise it works. Yeah. What do you think is that secret ingredient that we don't find in narratives elsewhere that we find in the South?
I'm much more rooted, I feel. Like we're not, to explore the nativity angle and to be a lot more, I love so many Hindi films, such great films are being made there also, but what happens with South is, I think the more focus on the depth in human characters and relationships, and just going a little more deep inside is what makes it a little more magical. So that is what is happening with Malayalam cinema. Such great films have been, all those little tiny details which we skip to show it on screen, generally in films. So now that they are really focusing on those little things, and then there is someone like Rajamouli garu and who are doing larger than life stuff, which is being loved across the country. So there are multiple things, I think, which are working in favor of the South film industries.
Within South industry, I think Malayalam industry is producing some really good content. I really like how they pick small social issue and make a film out of it and make it very interesting. I find it really surprising.
Yeah. So this is each industry in South has gained up certain uniqueness. Like she was saying, if let's say for Malayalam film, it's about concepts, that unique concept, picking up unique concept. For Tamil cinema, it's about being raw and telling stories from the deepest spaces. And for Telugu cinema, going larger than life and being all flamboyant. So there's Kannada. So each one has one very unique quality. So put together, you're seeing those bunch of interesting mix of films from South.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure talking to you both. And before I go, just one question. If there was a pan-Indian film to be made with Nani and Ritu together, the one actor from Bollywood both of you would want to cast in your film?
Both of us want to cast in our film. One Bollywood actor? Who?
Yeah. Okay, make it two.
One itself is very difficult to choose. I'm a big Shah Rukh Khan fan, so can you say Shah Rukh Khan?
Of course, yeah. I'm also. So yeah.
Nani, what about you?
I should be telling the girl's name, no?
You could.
Or then Alia.
Oh yeah, she's brilliant.
She was brilliant in Gully Boy.
Every film.
Particularly for me. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. All the very best, and I hope to meet you next in person, or maybe I run into you in Hyderabad. So
yes, please. Yeah, looking forward. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.